What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another day of Juicy June. Today we're doing a what I eat in a day because it's super rainy. I don't know if it's gonna be raining all day. I think it's gonna be raining like most of the morning. And I don't really feel like leaving my house to do anything. Kind of not in the mood to like get myself ready. So best thing to do is what I eat in a day, especially since it's a new week. I didn't have my new SIM card to be able to show you guys what we bought for the week for groceries, or like tell you guys like what we're eating. So I figured why not just do a what I eat in a day. This is for weight loss. I have been kind of like on a health journey for the past almost 3 months, and I have seen very, very drastic changes. I will put like some pictures right here, and this is all, I'm not counting calories, I'm not tracking anything. I'm just making sure that I'm eating very, very filling, healthy meals with whole foods. I don't eat out very often, mainly because we grocery shop and buy so much food that it's just a waste of money for me not to cook all the food that we eat. And I ingredient prep. I don't meal prep. I just prep all the ingredients that I want to use, and then from there I will create meals out of that. I usually like a really, really big lunch and a big dinner. My breakfast, I usually don't wake up hungry in the mornings. It takes a little bit for my appetite to like start up, but I do still force myself to eat something because I refuse to drink my coffee on an empty stomach. It just messes with like your hormones, for women especially, and it just like sends your body into fight or flight mode because of the caffeine and the acidity of the caffeine. Every morning I always have my coffee, but I don't allow myself to have my coffee unless I have my food. And this week I decided to do egg whites loaded with veggies with some avocado on the side and a little bit of shredded cheese. Egg whites are extremely filling and very low calorie. Like the amount of egg whites that you can eat versus just a regular whole egg is insane. Like you can eat like half a carton of egg whites for how many calories it is for 2 whole eggs. I still love regular eggs. I love yolk. I love all of that. But for this situation, and because I'm on this journey, I just prefer to eat more things that I can eat more of that are less calorie than anything else. I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna eat for the day. Today's meals are going to be, like I said, egg whites loaded with veggies, avocado, and a little bit of shredded cheese. I'm gonna have that with my coffee. And then for lunch, we're going to do ground turkey Asian bowls, which is, I ate it yesterday and oh my god, it was so good. And then for dinner, I'm doing loaded tostone de pana, which I'll show you guys all that stuff or whatever. Snack wise, I'm not really sure. I don't know if I'm gonna need a snack. I go based on how I feel every day. However, I am like 6 days out from getting my period, so I am way hungrier than normal, which is normal because of your hormones. It is normal to be hungrier, to be cranky, to be more tired, to be bloated, all those things. So I am in my luteal phase, which I talk about it all the time, so I'm a little bit more bloated than normal. I don't usually wake up bloated unless I eat something like really, really junky, but I'm a little bloated. I'm very, very tired. I'm usually up between like 7:45 and 8, and it's 9:05 and I'm just getting out of bed. You're just hungrier. You just want like heavier things. So I honor that and I just eat whatever I need, to be honest. So let me grab everything that we're gonna make for breakfast so we can make our first meal of the day and have coffee. So what I'm going to use for this is liquid egg whites. These are the ones that I get. I get these from Aldi, and it is, what is it? 25 calories for 3 tablespoons. I don't measure, like I said, I just pour it. I don't know how much of it I eat, but it is so low calorie. I could eat probably like half of this carton and it would barely be any calories, but it would be a lot of food. So I use these, and then I made a big batch of veggies yesterday. Right here, it's very green because I used a lot of green vegetables. So this has onion, green bell pepper, and zucchini. So I add this to everything. Adding this is so low calorie. Like I could probably eat this whole thing and it'll barely be like 50 calories. So the whole purpose is to add this to my meals to give me more to eat, but it doesn't count as much for calories. And then I have this reduced fat Mexican style cheese. Reduced fat is obviously just less calorie. So it's 90 calories for a 1/4 cup, but I don't use a 1/4 cup. That would be a lot of cheese for this. I just do a little sprinkle. So it's probably, who knows, maybe 10, 15 calories. It's very, very low. So this whole breakfast is probably, honestly, under 200 calories. It's very, very low, but I can eat a very large amount of it and be good. Then I'm gonna do half of an avocado. because healthy fats, it helps you stay fuller longer, all that good stuff. I'm using olive oil spray right here. Spray just helps control the oil a little bit better because oil is very, very high calorie. And then for my coffee, I've told you guys in pretty much every what I eat in a day, but I don't change anything out from my coffee. I don't change creamers. I don't try to make like sugar-free. No, none of that. I like my coffee how I like my coffee. I'm not going to change it. Regardless, it's lower calorie than buying coffee out. I use whole milk, and I use this Delightfully Pure made with real milk and cream. The ingredients, I say it every time, are very minimal. It's non-fat milk, cream, sugar, and natural flavor. So that is like the least amount of ingredients I've ever seen in a creamer. There's usually gums, there's usually oils, unless you're using something that's like very, very, very clean. So I get this at Aldi and I love it. It's 35 calories for a tablespoon, but like I said, I don't measure. I probably use about 2 tablespoons maybe. So while I'm cooking up my vegetables and my eggs, I will just get this ready to start frothing. Like I said, no measurements, no anything. I know based on the frother where I like it to be. I'm just gonna finish that. That's gonna be a very sweet coffee. I just wanted to finish the, okay. While that's frothing, so I'm gonna do a nice scoop of veggies. This is probably like half a cup of veggies. Just get that in there cooking. I always like adding a little bit of extra seasoning whenever I'm reheating food. It just makes it taste fresh again. So I just used onion powder, and this is a salt, pepper, and garlic seasoning from Aldi, just to add some flavor to it again. And then we're gonna go in with the egg whites. Just shake it really well. And I'm just gonna pour have our coffee. I love these mugs. I got these from Amazon. I'll link them for you guys. And look at how beautiful that is. And I love this cup because it just looks so pretty. If you're somebody that likes or that is really hungry when you wake up and you need something that's gonna fill you for longer, you could definitely add like ground meat to this. I've done that before, like ground turkey or leftover ground beef from like the dinner before, and it keeps you full. I'm talking like for hours. Like there was a point that I was making pretty much this exact breakfast, but I would throw in sweet potatoes and ground turkey, and I wouldn't eat again till like 2. Like it kept me really, really full. So that would be perfect if you're somebody that like, maybe you have to make your breakfast really early and you know you're not gonna eat lunch. Like let's say because of your job, you're not gonna eat lunch for a really long time and you need to stay full. Definitely add meat to this and you will stay good. Like you won't be hungry at all. Okay, this is about to be done. Just gonna transfer it to my plate. We're gonna add our cheese. Just gonna add a little sprinkle. Adding our avocado. And you guys know I'm a hot sauce girl, so I'm using this spicy garlic hot sauce from Aldi that I got. It is so good. I'm like getting pretty low on it. Here is my breakfast. High protein, healthy fats, tons of veggies. And this will have me full probably till around noon. And here is my coffee. I'm gonna enjoy this and then hope that the rain stops so that I can go for my walk. Because if not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. All right, guys, it's lunchtime. It's around, what time is it? 12. It's a little after 12 and I'm getting pretty hungry. So, that meal, I mean, there were no carbs in it really, so I'm not surprised that I'm ready to eat. Leonard and Phoebe are outside running around in circles. But anyways, so I'm gonna show you guys basically what I'm eating for the entire week this week for lunch, because I try to just eat the same thing all week, or like a variation of the same thing, just to make it really easy, because the more thoughtless it is, the more successful it is. So I am basically making ground turkey Asian bowls. So I have ground turkey that I already prepped here. I have my big batch of veggies here. I also have a tiny bit left. I'm gonna have to make like another batch of Asian, like an Asian vegetable stir fry.
The only thing is I ran out of my cauliflower, rice, and rice mixture, so I have to make a new batch, which is not ideal. I normally do not do that. I don't like to make rice like right when I'm about to make the meal. That's just way too time consuming for me, and I like my lunches to be very fast. But obviously, since I have to do it, I'm gonna do it. So I am just going to take avocado oil in a pan, put that in there. And what we're gonna do is essentially make a batch of jasmine rice. I don't know how much this is right here. It's probably like a half a cup of jasmine rice, if that. We're going to basically mix, if you watch any of my other What I Eat in a Days, you've seen me do this many times. You're going to mix a cup of jasmine rice. So you're gonna cook your jasmine rice, and then you're going to make an entire bag of riced cauliflower. This one is from Aldi. It's from the brand Season's Choice, and it's garlic and herbs flavored. I still season a lot of it, but what you're going to do is you're going to cook this in a pan. You're going to cook up your rice in a pot. Once the rice is done cooking, you're going to dump it into the pan of the cauliflower rice, and you're just gonna mix it together. So that basically gives you the texture of rice still, because I love rice. There is no way I'm giving it up. But like I said in the beginning of the video, any way that I can bulk up my meals and eat more for fewer calories is going to be, it's literally life-changing. So this basically, you still get rice in there, but you're making it more by adding the cauliflower rice to it. So I'm just going to cook my jasmine rice. This would be great if you had a rice cooker as well. I don't have a rice cooker, so I just cook it on the stove, but I just literally put the rice, I add water, add some salt, let it cook, and then get the cauliflower rice cooking. Once I start getting them both cooking, I will come back on the camera and I'll show you guys, because I have to wait at least 10 minutes for the rice to cook. So in here, I just have rice and water. This is probably like, I would say a cup and a half of rice. I'm just using, what is this? Himalayan pink salt. I'm not gonna put too much salt because I'm going to use soy sauce. And I just have to be very careful with like sodium levels. So we're gonna put this on high and let this cook, and then when I come back, we will show the mixture of the two. Okay, the rice is going. We're good over here. I have to put this in the sink. So, rice is going. Has a while to cook, but I'm going to start getting the cauliflower rice ready. So, I have my pan, and I'm just going to avocado oil spray it so that we can toss this in there. And I just put the entire bag. And I like personally to let my cauliflower rice cook for a little bit, because it helps get all the moisture out and it dries it out a little bit to make it feel more like rice and not so much like cauliflower. And this makes a great easy prep. If again you want to lower your caloric intake, which is scientifically the only way to lose weight. Slim down a little bit, still eat rice because rice is good for you. Carbs are good for you. Carbs are not bad for you. That's a bullshit lie. Unless you're somebody that's diabetic that needs to watch your carb intake, carbs are not bad for you. I'm just gonna let this get cooking. And then once I finish cooking this down and we add this into here, I'm going to season it, add everything, and then we're gonna portion out what I'm gonna eat today, like for lunch, and then we're gonna put the rest in a Tupperware. So this is what I mean by like drying the cauliflower rice out. If you've ever made cauliflower, you know that it retains and releases a lot of freaking water, especially because it's frozen, so there's obviously like water all up in there. So I like to make sure I cook all of that water out, so you can see there's like no moisture seeping out of there. It's still not ready, but we're just gonna let it keep going. I'm gonna check on the rice really quick, the regular rice. Okay, it's looking nice and fluffy, which is good. I think we're getting there. It's pretty much dried out. So, to this, we're going to scoop out the jasmine rice. And then this I'll probably save for like a meal for Tyler. We're obviously not gonna let that go to waste. And we're just going to mix all of it together. Let me bring you guys over here. I'm gonna lower the heat a little bit because I don't want it to burn. So you can see here, it pretty much all kind of combines to be the same. And once it's like seasoned and all that, you can barely tell that there's cauliflower in there. So you get to eat way more for less calories. Now we're gonna season it up. For the two things, I'm going to use a little tiny bit of sesame oil and reduced sodium soy sauce, which is why I didn't go in and like salt everything a lot, because I knew I was gonna use this. And then we're gonna use a little bit of that. I'm gonna pop in 2 of these cubes of ginger. I get this at Trader Joe's. So we're gonna do 1, 2. And then the only other seasonings or flavors I'm gonna put is garlic powder and onion powder. So we're gonna load it up. Season your food. A lot. Now we're gonna mix her up. So it already is kind of looking like a stir fry. I'm going to put most of it in here so that we can store this in the fridge. And I'm gonna leave this for today's meal because I am very hungry. Like I said, I'm in the phase of my period where I need more food, which it is okay to want more food. Like, it's okay to be hungrier. So now we're gonna add everything to our fried rice. Sorry, the lighting kind of sucks. First off, we're gonna add the meat in here. Put a little bit more avocado spray. Like I said, I'm gonna do a decent amount because I'm hungry and I don't wanna get hungry in between eating this and dinner. And then we're gonna dump these Asian stir-fry veggies in here. I got this bag at Aldi. In the freezer section, it's just like a steam bag of vegetables. Lastly, some of the veggie mix. These are good to be put away. Look at the amount of food that we're about to eat. And almost all of this is vegetables, which is great because it's a lot of food, but it's very, very low calorie. We have some good protein in there. You can add an egg to this if you wanted to. That would be really good. And like scramble it up to do like a regular like stir fry. Now, while this is heating up, very important, go to Aldi and buy this, please. It is a Japanese style sweet and tangy Asian barbecue sauce. This has soy sauce, mirin wine, rice vinegar, garlic, onion, and ginger. This gives such good flavor. So I'm just gonna put a very, very, very small drizzle in there. So I'm also gonna use this to top the food. So that just helps with flavor. We got our bowl. I tell you guys this in every video, but I like to add lettuce to the base of everything just because it's another item of food that will help fill you up. Obviously, lettuce is not super filling, but it's just more that you're eating that is basically like no calories. Now you're about to see how much food is in this bowl. This is like a plate bowl type thing. I don't know if you guys can tell how much food that is. This is so much food. I've told you guys this before. The sauce is the most important part when you're eating like super, super healthy. Having sauces, whatever sauce, for whatever cuisine, will help you feel like you can actually do this. So I'm gonna top with a tiny bit more of this Japanese style barbecue. We're just gonna go right on top. It's probably like a teaspoon. And then this one is the Bang Bang stir fry sauce. This is also from Aldi. This tastes super delicious, and again, it all comes together and helps everything just be way more delicious. And I just do a little drizzle, like a tablespoon, barely. That's probably like a teaspoon too. Then we are going in with everything bagel seasoning. You can go in with just sesame seeds, but this also helps with just flavor. A tiny, tiny drizzle of Mike's Hot Honey, because the sweetness and the spiciness it tastes delicious. And lastly, because again, I eat avocado with almost every meal. I'm trying to find a soft one. This is the softest one. So we need avocado in everything, because 1, avocado is delicious, 2, it is extremely healthy for you, and 3, it is a healthy fat that helps keep you satisfied longer. So I'm going in with a half. Look at how delicious this looks. Look at how much food this is. This is probably like 350 calories, maybe. Look at this. Look at the size of my hand. This is so much food, and it's about to be so delicious and satisfying and keep me full all day. You guys know I normally just do like an Olipop, but I haven't had enough water today, so I'm just gonna keep drinking my water. But let's do the first taste. I'm gonna make sure a little bit of everything is in there. Not a crumb left behind. I was not joking when I said I was hungry today. I was hungry yesterday and I had that same meal, but I ate less and I was hungry like 2 hours later. So I'm like, nah, I want this to sustain me until like 5, 6 o'clock. So the only way to do that is by eating more. But I am that person that needs something sweet after every single freaking meal. Usually the Olipop helps with that because it's sweet. We're grabbing my favorite cookies right here. I only want like 2 because I'm full, but I just want something sweet. These are 60 or 130 calories for 6 cookies. Just gonna grab 2. Please get these the next time you're at Aldi. Please. All right, that is it for this time frame. It's 1:06. So I don't plan on seeing you guys until about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Just got back from my walk. I did 1 hour and 10 seconds, so 3.10 miles. Burned, how many calories have I burned today? Let's take a look. So I've done 10,540 steps. 467 calories burned. So I am very tired, and surprisingly, I'm still like good as far as like hunger. I do need to cook soon, for sure. So probably within like the next 15-20 minutes, we will do dinner. Okay, it's dinner time. It's what, 7:30, and I want to just get dinner done so I can eat, shower, and lay down and watch Vanderpump Rules. For dinner, I'm going to make like almost like loaded nachos, but it's gonna be loaded pana. Do you have to go outside? No swimming. Okay, well, there was Indy. So I'm going to make loaded tostone de pana, which if you are not Puerto Rican, I'm not 100% sure if other Hispanic countries or places eat pana. I literally only know because I'm Puerto Rican, so I don't know if anybody else eats it. I know a lot of people for a long time didn't know what pana was. Like even other Hispanics that I know didn't know what pana was, but pana is essentially, it's called breadfruit, and it grows in Puerto Rico from a tree. It's like this massive green thing. It's like a big round ball. And you can cut it up and fry it, and it almost looks like tostones, so it looks like plantains. They are way lower calorie and lower carb than a plantain. I don't know why plátanos are so freaking high calorie and high carb, but whatever. So I have a bag. So here's what they look like. This is the Goya brand specifically. A couple different brands make them. And a lot of times my grandmother sends them from her backyard all cut up, and she just like pre-freezes them in like a little Ziploc bag. So I have had those too, but this is what the actual like fruit looks like. It's this massive green thing with like bumps all over it. And then when they cut it, when they open it and cut it into slices, it looks like this. So it looks like plantains, like that. So like I said, they're healthier than plátano. They're, for 3 pieces, it's 130 calories and 6 grams of carbs. So it's like really big in like the keto community. That's when I started eating them like a lot, when I did keto way back in the day. But I've always eaten pana like at my grandmother's house in Puerto Rico and stuff. Let me get the dogs. They are so delicious, so filling, very, very satisfying. So these are what I'm gonna use. Most of the time I find these at like a Spanish supermarket type things. A lot of the times my mom buys them for me because my mom lives in a very, very, very Hispanic like area. And I'm gonna do ground beef. So I'm basically gonna do it like a taco meat, taco situation. So I'm gonna do some lettuce, I'm gonna do some avocado, I'm gonna do tomatoes, I have cilantro, I have shredded cheese, and I have Greek yogurt for sour cream. So I am starting off with browning my meat. And I'm literally, starting off with browning my meat, and I'm literally doing it like you would do your ground beef. This is my ground beef. It is the organic, 100% grass-fed ground beef, 93 lean, 7 fat, no antibiotics, no hormones, blah, blah, blah. And it's from Aldi. This is literally the cheapest organic ground beef you can find anywhere. It's so affordable. It's usually like $5. I am actually making 2 different meals with this ground beef. Tyler requested Sloppy Joe, and I made him like Sloppy Joes from scratch a couple of weeks ago, and he really liked it apparently. So he requested that again, and I have buns in the freezer. And I made the Sloppy Joe like sauce. I just found a recipe on Pinterest, and I made the sauce from scratch. So first we're gonna brown up the meat. So because I'm doing 2 completely different meals with this meat, I'm going to basically season it super, super like plain, like salt, pepper, garlic, stuff like that, paprika. And then I'll add all the flavors, like the Mexican flavors afterwards, so that it doesn't get into Tyler's, because that's a completely different flavor palette. So I'm just gonna let that cook, and I'm gonna grab all my other ingredients. So my beef is browning. I'm going to basically just like chop up tomato, cilantro. I have a little bit of like a mango salsa that I made the other day because my friends were over. So I think I'm gonna just mix this right in. So I'm just gonna do like half of a tomato. Garlic powder, onion powder, and this salt, pepper, garlic seasoning. A little chili powder. Okay, now that pretty much, I'm going to be using this as my salsa on top. So the prep is pretty much done. Now I'm about to take my pana. I'm only gonna do 3. Because they are pretty big. You can also air fry them, but it is not the same. They don't taste as good air fried. I'll air fry literally anything, but I'm not air frying tostones. Okay, I just pulled out my pieces of pana from the oil, and I always pat them because I don't like greasy anything. Even though this is avocado oil, I don't care. I don't like anything greasy, so I get as much of the oil out as I can, and this is what they end up looking like when they're done. So they look exactly like tostones. Always like to start with some sort of sauce at the base just so everything can stick. So I'm using a little bit of this avocado serrano hot sauce from Aldi. There we go. I'm just gonna put a little bit on each one, again, just so everything can stick. Up next is the meat. Hopefully you guys can see. So I like to put them as close together as I can, and then I just like pour meat. Lettuce all over. Then tomato mango salsa. This is just from mangoes from my backyard. And then it has red onion, cilantro, salt, pepper. And lastly is I was gonna do avocado, but I already know this is gonna make me very full, so I'm gonna skip it. Hot sauce. Here is the final result. It looks super unhealthy, but it is actually extremely healthy. I am so full. That was so freaking delicious. I had a really large amount of food today. I think that my lunch was a little too big because I was so nervous that I was gonna get hungry in between and want a snack that I made my lunch really big, which I normally don't like doing because I like to be hungry for dinner. Like I love ending my night with like a really filling dinner. So now I know for tomorrow and the next day that my lunch needs to be big, but not that big. That was a little too big. But regardless, that was super satisfying, so good. The flavors are always amazing. And I'm going to end the night with my favorite cookies. I had 2 of them earlier, so I'm gonna have 4 of them now. And that's it. These are literally the best cookies ever. This is my second or third Stanley? I don't remember. I'm gonna jump in the shower, do my skincare, get on the couch so I can finish putting this footage into the video, upload, and be done for the night. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope this gave you a little bit of inspiration. If you are looking to make some sort of lifestyle change, it doesn't have to be super drastic. You can literally still eat the most delicious things. You can eat things that you love and still lose weight. I am proof of that. So yeah, if you guys want more of these, I'll do another one maybe next week. But that is it for the night. I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow.